What's up, family? So today is day 5. Today's the 5th day of Christmas. And so I wanted to talk to you about conflict resolution today. So on the 5th day of Christmas, I'm telling you to develop your skill of resolving conflict. Because the truth is, if you cannot resolve conflict, you cannot have a healthy marriage. The reason your marriage goes sideways is not because of what happens in your marriage. It is because of how you handle what happens in your marriage. And most people do not know how to handle conflict well. So if you want a successful marriage, if you want a better marriage in 2024, you got to learn how to, you got to increase your conflict resolution skills. But here's the thing. The thing about conflict resolution is it's one of those skills where there are a lot of other skills that you have to be good at in order for conflict resolution to go well. For example, I'm gonna give you 5. So number 1, you got to be able to communicate well. Okay, if you can't communicate, you can't resolve conflict. It's not going to happen. So you got to improve your communication skills, and then you got to make sure that you're always respectful. Okay, respect is one of the attributes of the marriage mindset that I created last year, right? And so when you're having conflict, when we're talking about our problem, you want to make sure that you're always respectful to your partner, right? Don't ever get to the place to where your pain, your frustration, your anger supersedes your love for your partner, right? When we talk about communication, we talk about speaking the truth in love. You got to confront in love too, right? Because you may be upset with this person, but they're still your spouse. They're your partner, right? It's like the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. There's a scene in the movie, Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie, they're married, but they're spies for different companies. And they find out and they think that they're trying to kill each other, right? So they're in their house. They're tearing up their house trying to kill each other, right? Of course, they don't kill each other. It's a movie. But they tear up the house that they have to live in. And that's what it's like when you get upset and then you hurt your partner, you hurt the marriage that you live in. It's your marriage too, right? So you got to be respectful. And then you got to have empathy. You can't resolve conflict well without empathy. Empathy is another one of those skills like trust and humility. It's one of those skills we don't talk about a lot, but it is, at least not in the context of being a game changer and a relationship changer. Empathy is crucial. If you don't have empathy, like your partner's not going to feel loved. Not just in conflict, but just period. But you got to have empathy when you're having conflict because things are already heated. It's already tense. And you guys, you want to send the message that I get how you feel, right? You don't want to just be cold. That's the point. The purpose of empathy in resolving conflict is to let your partner know, I care. I'm not cold. I'm not just, I'm not walking in pride. And then how many is that? 2? And then you have to, no, that may be 3. Let's see. Communication, respect, empathy, and then understanding. You have to be committed to understanding your partner's perspective. If you don't, I can guarantee you that issue won't get resolved. How's it going to get resolved? Y'all ain't even talking about the same thing. So here's the thing. Here's a clue that you guys are misunderstanding each other when you're having a confrontation, okay? If when you're talking, it seems like the conversation starts to go in a circle where you both are saying the same things over and over, it's likely y'all are misunderstanding each other. Remember, we all have these different internal dictionaries by how we define the world. No 2 internal dictionaries are the same. So you and your partner, y'all have the same words in your dictionary, but they don't mean the same thing. And so you have to have the skills to seek and find understanding so that you can apply that to the conflict resolution that you guys are trying to engage in. You feel me? So in the marriage class, I teach skills, or at least I teach a couple of skills on how to seek understanding, like what questions to ask. You need to be able to ask the right questions in the right way so that you can get the answers you need to make sure, because we want to make sure that we both understand what we're saying. I need to understand your perspective. You already understand your perspective, but I need to understand your perspective. And the only way I'm going to understand your perspective is if you show it, tell it, teach it to me. But I may have to ask some questions. Okay. And then the fifth one, if you've been following me for these 5 days, this one may have touched all of them so far. I don't know, but it does touch. It's like foundational to all of these skills: emotional maturity. You're not going to be able to resolve conflict well if you're not emotionally mature, because emotional maturity shows up most when we're not good. Like, emotional maturity don't show up when you having fun. I'm having fun. I'm good. I can love on you. I can play with you. I can take your jokes when I'm good. But when I'm not getting my way, when I'm not happy, when I'm not satisfied, when I'm angry, that's when the little kid inside, the wounded child, wants to take over and wreak havoc. You have to mature if you want to resolve conflict well. And you want to resolve conflict well because if you don't, your marriage gonna suck. Who wants to suck your marriage? I tell folk all the time, marriage costs too much to suck at it. Like, it costs too much time, too much energy, too much effort, too much money to suck at it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Right? And so if the coach slash therapist say, I need to learn how to communicate, I need to learn to be respectful, I need to learn how to have empathy, I need to know how to seek understanding, and I need to be emotionally mature, then that's what I'm going to do. Why? Because I want a healthy marriage. I ain't out here trying to just be like, I don't want to be a statistic. So, on the fifth day of Christmas, I encourage you, improve your skill of resolving conflict.